Yes, we were supposed to. Okay. Where's the bench? Is the bench over there? Welcome back to On the Shelf Gaming. We gotta find a bench.
Alright, let's go.
How's it going, On the Shelf Gaming guys? Good to see you again.
Find those
With my
benches.
eyeballs.
That's what you get from
What is the most like off-putting compliment somebody could give you?
My first thought, and this isn't right, it's just the first one that like sticks out, would be like an unsolicited, out of nowhere, for no logical reason compliment to like your feet. Because it's like, oh, we got one of those guys.
Right.
And I know that's not going to be true. And of course, at the same time, I guess in reality it's the same kind of thing. Because I was going to say, like,
wave change.
because as a woman, it would probably be like, oh, you know, like nice tits or something like that.
Some kind of
It's like,
comment about your body.
But if someone's complimenting your feet, that's
That's too
probably actually
specific.
well, and it's probably actually the exact same thing. It's like, if you have like a foot fetish and you compliment someone's feet, is that not the same thing as being like, hey, nice tits?
Yeah,
you kind of get right down to it.
In reality, it really is. It's like, and like, I don't know, maybe, I guess I can understand if someone's like, oh, well, like, I don't know, it's not as dramatic as nice tits, but like, the sentiment is the exact same, I feel.
No, I do feel, I agree with you there. I do feel that it's like, oh, it's not like a specific, like, sexualized part of the body. So therefore it's not the same. But also, like, that's why they're complimenting it, is because of how, like, sexually gratifying it looks to them.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if it's... Here's a rule of thumb, and this is not to fucking kink shame anybody, because I don't give a shit. I got kinks too. But also, if you have a specific kink, maybe just don't bring that thing up to people who aren't 100% on board with whatever the fuck you got going on. Because odds are, if you haven't told them and they said, yeah, I'm 100% on board, they're probably not 100% on board with whatever the fuck you got going on.
Right. Well, and that's hard too, because like, with some things, because obviously, it's like, if you walked up to somebody right now and were like, hey, nice tits, they're going to be like, oh, I'm obviously being sexualized.
Right.
And if someone walked up to you right now and was like, man, you have really nice feet, it's going to be like, that's too specific.
You're blind, also.
Well...
Have you seen this blister?
They got a real particular thing.
Yeah.
There's some feet out there for everybody or something like that.
Every foot's got a mouth just waiting for it.
Man, I can't believe this is already the foot fetish episode.
Hey, it's fine. That means I can call this episode Foot Fetish Fridays, and then we'll get a bunch of views like that. Like the last time we tried playing Mega Man.
Crazy. But here's the thing. So obviously, like, if someone commented on your feet, you'd be like, okay, that's too specific, too weird of a place.
Right.
There's something sketchy about them having complimented that specifically.
Right.
Or if they do something that is obviously more sexualized. Like if someone came up as like, you have a really nice ass. Be like, okay, that's obviously also sexualized.
Right. I love the way you smell. Like, even if you're just complimenting my shampoo, you phrased it in the worst way possible.
Right? But like with more normal things, because it's like I've had people tell me, like, oh, you have like nice arms, and it's like they look just like everybody else's.
Right.
Is that because you're just like normal about arms? Or is that because you're one of those people?
Right.
But what are you supposed to say to that? Like, thanks?
Yeah, I mean...
Like, it is a compliment.
Right, well, and it's really up to the individual whether or not, like, they feel bothered being objectified. Because there are definitely people on this earth, they're like, fuck yeah, objectify me more. Like, it's a huge confidence booster for me. And that's totally valid. I don't know, do you like being objectified? Like the word, it has some real like nasty connotations
For
to it,
sure.
but like, I mean, I don't suppose it has to always be a negative thing.
No, I mean, I guess it really just depends on who's doing it. Part of the issue is that, like, anytime stuff like that happens, or at least when something like that happens, and like I get the feeling of like, oh, I'm being like hit on. It's been in situations where like I'm at work and it's old people,
Right.
like old ladies. Which old ladies are not nearly as bad about doing that kind of shit as old men by any means.
Not at all.
Because women are generally not as bad about doing that kind of thing as men, just in general.
Right.
But people act like, old people can't do nothing. No. Old men are horrible about doing it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
old women are pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I guess it's just one of those things like, you're old. What's anybody going to do about it?
Right.
If you're 85 and you're cracking jokes, about how hot some fucking 25-year-old guy is, are people going to be like, sexual predator? Or going to be like, oh, you.
Oh, Marianne, you never quite give up, do you?
Not until I'm dead.
Oh, we can only hope.
Then as a ghost, she's just following you around and you never even know it. She's
Yeah.
like, sorry, I gotta get off this call. He's about to get in the shower.
Do you think... Okay, so let's... just shifting topics again here, because now we're on ghosts, I guess. If you die, and you're just chilling in the afterlife, if you got a call from, like, fucking the ghost hotel concierge, and you're like, yeah, and it's like, oh, you have a seance on line 1? It seems like some distant descendants here are trying to get a hold of you. Would you answer, or would you be like, no, seances aren't real?
Here's the thing. I'm not one of those people who's just like immune to being wrong about something. I don't think there's ghosts, and I don't think seances are real. But if I die and turn into a ghost, that'll prove ghosts are real. And if I get a call from the ghost hotel who's like, hey, you got a seance on line 3? Obviously they're a thing.
You'd
Why
show
would we
up?
have a protocol for it? So of course I'm going to show up.
Be like, yo, what's going on? I guess nephews, nieces, what's going on?
I'm like, wow, it's really him. He speaks like somebody from 500 years ago. And it's like, oh god, it's been 500 years.
What the fuck?
I'm so old. You get me a cake for my 530th, birthday anniversary. It's just that old guy as a ghost being like, I'm 530 years old.
I can't remember if I talked to you about this or if I talked to Elizabeth about this. So I'm going to talk to you about this now. So, and I'm pretty sure, like psychics do that fucking cold reading thing where they just kind of throw out generic bullshit to like fish for anything. It's like, I'm seeing something about a book. Do you know a book? And your brain fills in the gaps of like, yes, I do know a book. My grandfather had a book, and your grandfather's telling me that he wants you to remember all the good times you had reading that book with him, and shit like that. And you're just like, oh, wow. Obviously, that's all hooah.
Oh, for sure.
What is something that, like, a psychic or, like, a medium or equivalent could, like, say to you that would be like, oh, shit, all of this is real. There's no possible way any of that could have been known, or... Something
like, if you had psychic powers, something that you could drop on me right this very moment, and I would just instantly believe.
Yeah, what is something
without it having to be like, hey, at 8 p.m., this thing that neither of us have any connection to is going to happen.
Right.
Because that's the thing. That would be, like, the easy way to prove some kind of psychic power.
Right.
Would be like, hey...
in 10 minutes, my cat tower is going to fall over.
Right.
Well,
but even then, it'd be like, oh, you could have potentially rigged that.
True.
But it's like, hey, in 10 minutes, there's going to be, a 4.3 level earthquake reported on the news that happened, 10 miles south of San Francisco. Then we turn the news on and we see a news report about it.
Right.
It's like, okay, well, that was really specific.
Yeah, no, they're not going to know about that.
Yeah, you must have known that was going to happen in advance. You didn't just get lucky.
Right.
But it's like something specific.
I'm not a cool psychic. I'm just like, I can
Right.
read minds.
That would be so much harder. Because it's like, it would have to be something that I know you could have never possibly known.
Right.
And even if we're assuming that you're not you, where you're going to know way more about me than the average person.
Right.
You're just some stranger face VA, comes to me and it's like, I'm a psychic, here's information that will prove it. I guess thing is, if it's like mind reading, the way you would prove that is by saying, you think of something and I will tell you what you're thinking of.
Right. Down to like the word.
Right. It's like, what number am I thinking of? 317. Lucky guess. What phrase am I thinking of? The golden rule. Okay. What president am I thinking of? Thomas Jefferson. It's like, all right, that's 3 in a row. That's really coincidental that you would know that many in a row, luckily. So, I guess you probably are right.
True.
I don't know, what about you? Is there some... Because that's the thing, too. That's assuming they have, like, active mind reading.
Right.
And not just, like, some psychic insight into things that have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would be difficult, like... Because if someone came up to me and was just like, yes, I see you, 10 years ago, you were sitting in your first ever apartment on an ottoman next to your friend Brandon, who you now call Crandon, because he holds the world record for drinking cranberry juice. Oh, wait, but he doesn't actually. That's just like a running gag.
Woo! We just got super lucky.
Hell yeah.
Just traded a bunch of bullshit for a time bomb card? Fuck yeah! Anyway.
I don't know, what about you?
Fuck.
Because even stuff that it's like, okay, there's no way anyone could know this. Someone could know about us if they just, like, watched our show. Because one of my first thoughts was like, oh, tell me how Sacred and I met. Wait, we've talked about that numerous times on the internet.
Right, there's no way.
It's like, there's no way anyone would ever guess that.
Right.
If you did not already know, 0% of people will make an accurate guess on how we met. Period. For the record, in case you're not already aware, there used to be multiple different forums for abridging, and one of the oldest ones was, I think, like the Abridged Series .forum motion or something like that .com or .net or .something, and it was ultra dead by the time Sacred or I, either one, got into abridging. And there was an abridging forum that was alive and that I was active on at the time. And Sacred Googled abridging forum.
Yeah.
And somehow ended on this dead forum instead of the one that people used. And not only did he look at a dead forum that had no post in like 2 or 3 years and post there, it coincidentally happened. I was going through and looking at like advice stuff on 2 different dead forums over the course of like 3 or 4 days. I read basically everything. I really thought that was gonna be like the hobby, and that it super didn't end up being. But I was going through and reading all this stuff, and I was on that forum, not like all day, but on 2 different days, back-to-back days. On the first day, Sacred's post had not yet been put up. On the second day, Sacred's post was on there as a new post. The only new post in multiple years on this forum. Where he's like, hey, anyone want to make an abridged series together?
I got big plans!
And so I was like, well, yeah. I had done... And that was another thing, too. Like, I had done auditions for a series on the actual live abridged forum. I'd done them on the Voice Acting Alliance forum, which I think has super not existed for a long time now. But was really popular at the time. Like, I had even been cast in...
A couple.
A couple things, including as the lead in an Inuyasha series that never actually... Well, no, that's not true.
No, the first episode came out.
I would say I did not ever come out in that. I had dropped out of it multiple years before episode 1 finally came out, but it did eventually actually exist.
Yeah. We both got recast because I was Grandpa.
Oh, that's true. I've forgotten about that. But yeah, like, and I was talking to some of the people from that project on a semi-regular basis. I met numerous people that I was like, I wouldn't say quote unquote like friends necessarily. I mean, I would, because my issue is people that I'm just like regular acquaintances with, I consider my friends.
Right.
But not because I'm like super close to them, just because I have a really low threshold for what I consider like a friend. It's someone I like to spend time with and wouldn't actively avoid doing so.
No, I do the same thing.
But like, none of those people have I talked to in over a decade. Like, it just... All of those relationships fell off not very long after they started as they all moved on to, like, a new, different thing and new people to talk to. Which is fine. Like, that's just one of those things that happens when you're meeting new people regularly. But to say the one relationship from that whole situation that would have survived all this... is the dead forum one. Absolutely insane. Man, shit's going crazy there.
Getting rid of... I was like, now to get ready to cheer my heart out at Sonya's concert. And the fact he was doing that, I was like, damn, does she open fucking pits at her concert?
Probably. Okay, but could you imagine how hard the pit would go? Like, I don't know, at a fucking Bob Dylan show.
Oh, dude, you know they'd be kicking the shit out of each other.
Bob's just up there like, hey, Mr. Tambourine Man. Just like,
fucking throwing down.
It's like, God, this is way better than metal shows. Especially now that he's old and they're like 70-year-old moshers. Who do you think... But not like a person, obviously, but like what age? What age do you think the oldest mosher to have ever moshed was the last time they did it?
I have seen some insane, because I've been doing like not a ton of concerts, but I've been to a lot of heavy metal concerts. I've seen some insanely unmoshable people in that fucking pit. I have legit seen like a fucking 70-year-old strung out string bean looking old man in a fucking mosh pit.
Yeah. No, it's weird to think about when you think about, oh man, somebody, every single thing that has ever happened, somebody is the oldest person who've ever done that thing. And same like with the youngest, but people will often, like, the youngest is like a notable thing. It's like, wow, this 4-year-old completed high school. That's gonna be in the paper.
Oh yeah.
This 97-year-old completed high school.
It's also gonna be in the paper, but for like the wrong reasons.
Right? and so it is weird to think about there being like, but it's like that with anything. It's like, okay, so let's roll this back. So something somewhere at some point in time was the first thing that evolved to be capable of sexual reproduction instead of just like asexual reproduction, like bacteria. That means something got laid first, paving the way for everyone else for millions or billions of years. Could you imagine how cool that bacteria must be in the afterlife?
That bacteria straight up got fucking cigarettes and sunglasses, man.
It's like everyone shows up and it's like, bro, you have got to do it with him.
Just
one time, you have to. He knows everything.
He's the progenitor, bro. Imagine the craziest shit you've ever done. He started it.
And you just walk up to him and it's like, wow, you're responsible for all this? He's like, you know it. You send him to the afterlife. It's like, man, that was a really bad idea. Lots of bad things happen because of that.
If you're the first thing to fuck, surely that just gives you more of a right than anybody. To be like, yeah, you all have to call me daddy. It's like in Record of Ragnarok when when fucking Adam just refers to every living being as his child.
Oh, for
because
sure.
he's the progenitor male. Like, surely that gives you some fucking swag, right?
No, absolutely, 100%. I would be all over that shit.
If you're the first bacteria to fuck another bacteria, that gives you some clout that no one can compete with.
Yeah, no, Adam is there, and he's talking mad shit because he's like, he's the first of all the humans. That bacteria just like leans on him and is like, hey, million times great grandson. And I'm just like, no!
I've been defeated. Hey, Tom.
Man, do you think the first multi-celled organism was like really just hanging that over everybody else? It's like, oh hey, how's it going? Just walking around with my 2 cells. Pretty cool.
Fucking meiosis and up in this bitch.
Are we the dumbest people on the planet?
We are in contention, I think. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that we're the dumbest, because there's some dumb motherfuckers that I've met in my life. But
of all the dumb people, we were among them.
we are definitely in the discussion. I don't know, what do you think is like, not to name any names in case they watch our show, but like, who do you think is the dumbest person you've ever met? And like, if you can hint that, like, if I've met them, try to give me as many hints as you can without saying their name.
Oh,
You better prepare yourself.
I don't know.
That was a waste.
That's
God
tough.
damn it.
Because one of the things I've learned as I get older and older is very few people are actually all that dumb. It actually... I was having a conversation with Aaron the other day about how, like, whenever you and I talk about stuff, you'll sometimes comment about how, like, you think I'm smarter than you are.
Which you are.
And, I mean, I would probably agree with you, but not by, like, a drastic amount.
I know
And
IQ
only
tests
using-
aren't a measurement of, like, actual intelligence, but I am certain if you and I took an IQ test, you would have a higher score than me.
I agree with that. I definitely think that's probably true. Which was kind of what I was about to say, but not in exactly the same way. Was I think a lot of the stuff that people traditionally use to measure it, I would probably outperform at. But it's like one of the reasons you say that.
Bring it on.
Whenever you and I talk about stuff, if it's something that you and I both know about, of course we both talk about it. And you're like, oh, he also knows about that thing.
Right.
Whenever we talk about stuff and you don't know about it, I just word vomited at you for a while.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, wow, he knows about this thing that I don't know about. But then if we talk about something that you know about that I don't know about, then I just sit there and listen to you word vomited at me instead.
Right.
But you don't give yourself the same credit back of like, I must be so smart because I'm talking to him about something.
Well, because I would also say, and this isn't even like just like a fucking like hit at me. I would genuinely wager that there's not many things that I know about that you don't know about. At least on the scale of like of what could be measured as like inactive intelligence. Like there are things I know about that you don't know about because there are things that I've consumed that you haven't consumed. But in terms of like things that are like, oh, this has like merit to discuss on an intellectual level, I don't think there's many things that I know more than you or you don't know at all. I guess what I'm saying is the information I have that you don't, I feel like is all niche information that has very little meaning, whereas you know more about not only stuff that I'm interested in, but just stuff that I feel like, oh, this is more important than like, if I try to come up with an equivalent like, oh, here's like some information I have that you don't, I would struggle to be like, oh yeah, this is like the same kind of information. You know, it's like you explain like the history of like some musician's career and all the things he's done and the accolades and blah blah blah, and I'm like, crazy. Have you heard about this really bad 12-episode anime from like 2006?
See, that's the thing though. I think in reality, both of those things have roughly equal practical value, which is basically to say zero in reality. But that's kind of the thing that I was getting at, was the older I get, the more I realize that, like, if you look at intelligence the way that society generally looks at it, which is like, oh, are you good at school?
Right.
Or, like, things that are similar to how school is set up. If yes, then smart. If no, then not smart. You completely miss, like, the entirety of the point.
Sure.
And I feel like most people recognize that, except for when it actually comes up, and then they continue to do exactly that thing anyway. Because it's like there's all kinds of stuff that I don't know literally anything about. And usually it's because I'm not interested in those things at all. But, like, and people will look at those kinds of things like, well, if I'm not interested, and it must be because it's not of interest. Therefore, people who are interested, they just have a stupid interest. It's like the people who are like, you know, they make a bunch of money in office jobs, and they're like, man, I'm way smarter than those people who are, you know, building fucking roads or whatever.
Right.
Because I know how to operate an Excel spreadsheet.
Right.
I bet they don't know how to do that. And you know what? That's entirely possible. I bet a bunch of people who put our roads together don't know how to operate an Excel spreadsheet.
Right.
What the fuck would they do that when they're constructing roads?
Right. It's not an applicable skill to them.
Right. But, like, does Excel spreadsheet guy, does he know how to build a road? Probably not.
He might argue that he can.
At best, he would probably... he would probably... Well, I could learn how to do it. It's like, well, yeah, and that guy could learn how to
do an Excel spreadsheet.
spreadsheet.
One's way easier to learn than the other, by the way.
Yeah, no, I literally... I'm taking a class, and we need to wrap up soon, so I won't drag it out. But I'm taking a class right now where I'm learning how to use a bunch of, like, the Microsoft Office stuff. So far, we've done Word, which I already knew how to use.
Yeah.
And then Excel, which I also already knew how to use. And Access, which I'd never even fucking heard of, but apparently it's a database thing. It's annoying as hell, but it seems like it'd be a useful program if you had a reason to use it, which I don't.
Yeah.
And then I think starting today, actually,
I'm counting on you, Mega.
I gotta do PowerPoint, which I already know how to use.
Right.
So, but like, it's really not that complicated. They're gonna teach me everything about all 4 of those programs, basically, in one 16-week class where I only have to do stuff every Sunday.
Right.
It's like, it's not that complicated. Anyway, next time on the show, gaming. Do you work on Excel spreadsheets for your job? And if so, are you offended that I think that making a road is harder than that?
Let's do this.
Sorry. I guess.